No, sir. No voy a mentirte. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember the episode. All I know is that George Hamilton, of course, killed somebody in some really clever way, as is typical of Columbo, and Columbo knows it was him because Columbo's really smart. That's really all I have, you know. I think Hamilton's a doctor, and there's the typical give and take between Columbo and the suspect. You know, they're always having these fairly cordial interviews and conversations about things apparently innocent. And then just as Columbo's about to leave, always with the cigarette, he's about to leave, and he always turns around and says, like, "Sir," I don't have a Columbo impersonation, but
do it.
"Sir, I'm sorry, I apologize. There's just something like that. Just one thing I can't quite follow. How did you get from the thing to the place about the stuff?" There's always something, and we know that, like, he suspects the person. So it all comes down in the end, I know, to when George Hamilton left some place, either the victim's mansion or his own mansion, somewhere in the Hollywood Hills, you know, in a sports car, you know. And Columbo knows it was like around, you know, it was later than he claims. But he can't prove it. Finally, detective, sergeant, some kind of cop guy comes running into the office and says, "Lieutenant, we got a break. We have a witness, we have a neighbor who was walking his dog past the foot of George Hamilton's driveway." He doesn't call him George Hamilton because that's...
Yes, of course.
It's a character, Dr. Merriweather or something, you know. Walking his dog past the foot of George Hamilton's driveway, 3:30 in the afternoon last Wednesday. Says a car came speeding out of the driveway, nearly ran him over. He checked his watch. It was 3:30, not 3:15. Columbo says, "Tremendous, wonderful." Oh, we get the guy downtown. He identifies George Hamilton, and we're okay. The guy says, "Just one problem.
Uh-oh.
The guy's blind."
Wow, cool.
Wow. Okay, next day. They call George Hamilton. George Hamilton comes down to, like, where either his own office or the house of the victim or whatever, some kind of house. He comes in. Columbo's there waiting for him with a lot of uniformed police officers, you know, like handcuffs and guns and stuff. He's got an arrest warrant. He says, "Dr. Merriweather, I'm going to have to place you under arrest. You're going to come downtown with us." Downtown meaning always the police station. I don't know why. What's the problem, Lieutenant? I thought we had cleared up all of these misunderstandings. Columbo's like, "Oh, well, you know, it turns out we have an eyewitness who saw you leaving the mansion at 3:30 in the afternoon. So, you know, just come with us. We got the handcuffs here." Typical, you know, proud, patrician Columbo villain. Hamilton's like, "This is ridiculous, Lieutenant. No one saw me leaving the driveway because I didn't leave the driveway." Columbo says, "Okay, you insist. Mr. Rumsdale, could you come in here for a second, please?" And this guy comes into the room wearing wearing sunglasses, but apart from that, apparently normal. Seems to navigate the furniture in the room perfectly okay. Comes in, maneuvers around. Columbo's like, "Would you please have a seat, sir?" Maneuvers around in front of the sofa, sits down, perfectly okay, and on the coffee table in front of the sofa, there's a pitcher of water and some glasses. And Columbo says, "Mr. Rumsdale, would you like some water, sir?" And the guy says, "Well, thank you, Lieutenant. It is rather hot today. I think I will have a glass of water." And he apparently picks up the pitcher of water and a glass, and perfectly okay pours himself a glass of water, you know, leans back and begins to drink it. And Columbo says, "Mr. Rumsdale, can you swear in court that this is the gentleman that you saw leaving the driveway, let's say at 441 Mulholland Drive at 3:30 last Wednesday afternoon?" And the guy says, "Yes, Lieutenant, I can swear it. He nearly ran me over with his car, and I checked my watch at the time, it was exactly 3:31. Columbo's like, "Okay, you know, to George Hamilton, get your jacket, you're gonna come with us, you know, we got the arrest warrant, we're gonna go downtown." George Hamilton begins to laugh and smile, and he starts to applaud. He says, "Excellent, Lieutenant, wonderful, phenomenal, I enjoyed it immensely." Columbo's confused. He says, I love the way you had the guy come in. He moved around the furniture as if he lived here almost. He sat down, no problem. I especially love the touch of him pouring himself a glass of water. That was the coup de grace. I was really impressed by that. Columbo's like, oh, what do you mean, sir? Hamilton says, Lieutenant, anyone can see this man is obviously blind. Columbo's like, no, sir, he's not blind. This is Mr. Rumsdale. He's our witness. Hamilton says, okay, if you insist on this charade. And he walks around the sofa and he picks up a magazine that's on a table near the sofa. And he opens it to a random page. And he hands the magazine to the guy that's sitting there. He says, Mr. Rumsdale, is it? If you would be so kind, do me the favor of just reading from anywhere on this page. The guy takes the magazine and he looks at it and he reads, healthy trees may sometimes produce a resin which acts as a fungicide. Whoa, hold on, what's going on? Hamilton's a little freaked out. He grabs the magazine, turns to a different page, hands it back to the guy, says, okay, now read from any part on that page. And the guy says, engine choices include the standard V8 engine or the series of classic Chevy Big Black. Whoa, what's going on here? Stashes the magazine away. Now Columbo starts to laugh. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. This was all a little joke of ours. Here. Mr. Rumsdale, could you come in, please?
Good joke.
Good joke. Another guy comes into the room. Much more evidently blind. You know, like black sunglasses, got a cane, he's got a seeing eye dog. Columbo says, George Hamilton's like, whoa, what's the thing here, you know? Columbo says, I'm sorry, see, this gentleman here that have just come in, this is your neighbor, Mr. Rumsdale. He's blind. This gentleman sitting here on the sofa, this is Sergeant Gilhooly of the Los Angeles Police Department. He's not blind. He was just helping us out here with our little joke here today. But you thought he was blind. Which leaves us with a little problem. Yeah, don't you see? The only way you could know that the man crossing the foot of your driveway at exactly 3:30 in the afternoon last Wednesday was a blind man would be if you had seen him there, effectively placing you at the scene at 3:30 and not 3:15. So, as I said, I apologize. We played a little joke on you here today. But I really wasn't lying. We really do have an eyewitness. The eyewitness is you.